Hi everyone, I'm going to be talking about the recent flooding that occurred across Mexico in October 2025. This extreme event connects directly to what we've studied in Modules 7, 10, and 11. What is happening? In October 2025, Mexico once again experienced severe flooding across multiple regions, particularly along the Gulf Coast and Yucatan Peninsula. The heavy rainfall was driven by an unusually intense tropical cyclone, and according to author Castillo Loenza, storms in Central America have been getting increasingly intense, causing heavier rainfall, stronger winds, and larger storm surges. In this recent incident, the excessive rainfall overwhelmed many drainage systems, displaced many communities, and caused a lot of damage to infrastructure. Why is this happening? There are several suspected reasons to the severity of recent floods. First is sea surface temperatures have been increasingly warmer in the Gulf Coast of Mexico, which seems to fuel stronger tropical cyclones. Second is that anthropogenic aerosols, which are small particles produced by human activity, can change cloud formation and the dynamics of cyclones, which too can intensify the storms. Third, is another suspected reason is the observed rise in sea level along the Yucatan Peninsula. As the polar ice caps are melting rapidly, they increase the levels of the sea. However, this makes coastal communities far more vulnerable to storm surge flooding. Even moderate storms now flood areas that used to remain dry. Last, one of my sources also talked about how certain soil conditions like steeper slopes or soils with accumulated nutrients worsen runoff during storms. When intense rainfall hits, the soil cannot absorb water fast enough, causing rapid flooding and nutrient-loaded runoff. When all these factors come together, climate change, air pollution, and soil water dynamics, they all contribute to stronger and much more destructive flooding. What are the effects? The impacts of flooding in Mexico extend across many impacts, such as environmental, economic, and public health. These increasing cyclones are going to carry many harsh environmental impacts. According to author Fang, intense storms increase nitrogen runoff from soils, which also degrades water quality in rivers in coastal areas. This is a threat because floodwaters carry pollutants, sediments, and waste into aquatic ecosystems, harming marine animals. These intense cyclones also have large economic and social impacts as the storms cause significant fatalities, damage homes, and large economic losses after major storms. Vulnerable communities experience the worst of the losses due to the lack of good infrastructure, and displacement disrupts livelihoods, increases risk of disease, and puts heavy strains on emergency services. Overall, the cyclone storms are very dangerous because they slow economic growth and resilience, especially in the coastal communities. What can we do? There are a lot of proposed solutions by scientists to help prepare for, and recover for future floods. One approach is to improve forecasting to increase awareness and preparation time. This can be done by investing in better forecasting models and technology. A second approach is identifying high-risk flooding zones. Author Ray talked about how using digital elevation models can help identify high-risk flooding zones and then guide them to help build protective barriers and make relocation plans. Another effort could be better managing the nutrient-heavy soils. Improving drainage as well is very important to controlling the damage of the storms. And last, author Gonzalez Calva discusses how AI and competitive technology intelligence can map risks, which will improve communication across institutions and strengthen recovery systems. These tools help governments coordinate faster after storms and plan smarter long-term adaptation strategies. In summary, the October 2025 flooding in Mexico was a result of multiple connected factors: warmer oceans, atmospheric aerosols, and rising sea levels. These are all consistent with environmental patterns we've studied this semester. However, research offers methods to better control and prepare for storms by better forecasting, stronger resilient plans, reducing emissions, and improving soil and water management.